Welcome back to another week of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, an abbreviated week, obviously, yesterday being Memorial Day, so it is Tuesday, not Monday, the 28th day of May 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. We hope you end your day with us here on the NCW Live channel with the evening news with Grant Olson. Good show for today. Lots of things going on. Beautiful weather forecast. It was a little hit and miss all through the weekend. Quite a bit of rain at times. And then things kind of turned around yesterday. We had a very nice Memorial Day, and now the heat up begins. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s after hitting 80 yesterday. We'll be warming up gradually throughout the course of the week. We'll be hitting 90 by the end of the week, so it's time to see if the air conditioner works. Mine does. I had to turn it on yesterday afternoon. We have a complete weather forecast, also your Tuesday morning headlines, lots of news to get to. Sports, a lot of sports to get to. The prep sports season is over. It's done. So we'll have all your state champions and how all the local teams did in softball and track and field and tennis and baseball and all that good stuff. We'll have that for you when we get to sports. We also have the obscure holiday birthdays. Today in history, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And in the second half of the program, we're going to replay the interview I did with Becca Freimuth, our good friend from GWATA, because this Saturday at the Town Toyota Center, it is the 4th annual Mini Maker Faire. That's an event you really don't want to miss. My fascinating conversation with my good friend Becca will come your way in the back half of the program. Gorgeous day, beautiful right now, sunshine, 63 degrees. Let's take it around the valley with our Valley View cameras. We'll see what Megan has in store for us today. Beautiful view from the cross camera, always begins our tour. First of all, it's a great view of the entire Wenatchee Valley from that vantage point. It's almost like being in an airplane. So basically, there we are. The Columbia River still running high and still running cold, and will be really for a number of weeks yet as the snowpack continues to melt. But we got some rain over the weekend, and we needed it. So we're almost back up to where we should be rain gauge-wise for the year. We were a little behind schedule. Now we're just about where we should be. Thank you very much. I didn't have to water my yard all weekend. I love it when I can do that. Beautiful view of Badger Mountain, Birch Mountain, East Wenatchee, Wenatchee. Good. Thanks for joining us. What do we got? Camera 2. Where are we off to, Megan? I don't know. We get to find out together. That's the Omi Gardens camera, and it seems to be zoomed in just a skosh. That's looking almost directly across at the cross camera, if you pardon the pun. It's about the same height, maybe a little bit lower, and it's pointing directly right back at what we just looked at. Again, the Columbia River is looking good. The Otobashian Bridge, the Stemilt Complex, Wenatchee Valley. Oh, this is our home. Yep, this is why one of the many reasons that people want to move here and live here and raise their families and kind of just call this place home. Is it's a pretty cool place to live, isn't it? Gorgeous view there from Omi Gardens. Happy 90th anniversary, Omi Gardens. I'm going to be having some Omi Gardens folks on this show in the not too distant future. They got a lot of things planned for their 90th anniversary all summer long. Camera number 3. We say hello to, it's got to be the top of McNeil Canyon, I'm assuming. Is that correct, Megan? Yep, there we go. Lake Chelan way off in the distance there. I wonder how busy the lake was this weekend. Probably not as busy as usual, considering the weather wasn't real conducive to jet skiing and boating and water skiing and all that other stuff until we got to yesterday. Don't really know how busy the lake was on the first official weekend of summer, or non-official weekend, I should say, which we just got through. But beautiful view there. That's absolutely lovely. By the way, could see a couple of pop-up thunderstorms up in this Tehican area before this weekend is over. We'll get to that when we get to the weather forecast. And finally, camera 4. It is off to Billy Goat. Look how much higher the sun is now than it was just a week ago. Sunrise is at 5:11. Sunset at 8:46 tonight. That's going to give us 15 hours and 35 minutes of daylight. That's a beautiful view from Billy Goat. Last time we saw that one a few days ago, there was a spider web on the lens. Doesn't seem to be one now, though it looks a little hazy. I wonder if that's just high clouds. I wonder what that is. But a beautiful view of the Methow emptying into the Columbia. It looks like that's pulled back actually quite a ways. Again, we can move these cameras around, up and down and in and out and all that good stuff. It's a nice tool to have. It's a news gathering tool that we use on a regular basis. Good morning, Pateros. Good morning, Brewster. Good morning, Bridgeport. Good morning, Alta Lake. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. That's our tour around the Wenatchee Valley. And at 5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. Nice stretch of weather we're going to have all year so far. It looks good. Lots of sunshine. Again, a pop-up thunderstorm is not out of the question right along the Cascade Crest, okay? We got to mention that because we're going to warm up rather dramatically after hitting 80 yesterday. Our normal high, by the way, 74 on Monday. We hit 80 yesterday. We'll get 86 today. Little bit of wind tonight. I need to mention this. There'll be a northwest wind 7 to 11 miles an hour. Gusts right around the 20-mile-an-hour mark is possible tonight outside of that clear skies. Sunshine Wednesday, another high of 86. We'll get to 61 for the overnight low again. Thursday, mostly sunny 87. Then we'll warm up to right around 90 on Friday and Saturday, and then we calm down or cool down a little bit on Sunday and Monday. There's a big dome of high pressure off the Pacific Ocean. That's keeping the jet stream way up over there in British Columbia, and that means there's nothing really to keep any storms. It's blocking all the storms out, so that's why we have this very nice weather. By the way, Saturday, just a friendly reminder, Saturday is June 1st. Wow, the year is just flying by. There's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Makes it easy for me to, remember last week we had all kinds of different graphics and things. We had clouds and sun and rain and thunder. We didn't have to worry about that this week. It's looking good. 6 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break. But before we do, we want to thank our sponsor for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Confluence Health, dedicated to providing safe, high-quality care for everybody in North Central Washington. Thank you very much, Confluence Health. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, agent here at Senior Insurances of North Central Washington, where we help our clients navigate the Medicare world. One of the things we really enjoy doing is teaching our clients about their rights. Like, did you know that if you have a traditional Medicare supplement, you can change that monthly all year long, regardless of prior health conditions? So if you'd like to know more about your options with Medicare, you can visit us at one of our 5 local offices, as well as give us a call at 888-2600.
Welcome back. 8 minutes after the hour, we have clear skies, 61 degrees, mid-80s today through Thursday, and then we'll be kissing 90 degrees with lots of sunshine on Friday and Saturday. Here's what's making news on this Tuesday. Wenatchee Valley College student leader was killed in a 3-vehicle collision north of Wenatchee. This happened early Sunday morning, in fact, shortly before 2 a.m. According to the Washington State Patrol, about 10 miles south of Antioch on Highway 97A, state troopers say it was caused when 20-year-old Rachel Odema of Clearfield, Utah, was driving southbound in the northbound lane. Her vehicle collided with 2 northbound vehicles, leaving 1 person injured. Odema was deceased at the scene. She was a sophomore member of the Wenatchee Valley College Student Senate and a Knight women's basketball player. She was on track to graduate from Wenatchee Valley College in just a couple of weeks. College President Jim Richardson announced that the Wenatchee Valley College Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Center will be open from 9 to 3 today, and counselors will be on hand. Staff will as well to talk to anybody who wants to talk about what happened. In addition, a celebration of Odema's life will be held around the fountain on the campus today at 6 o'clock. College students, employees, and members of the community are welcome to attend. By the way, Odema's family will also be in attendance. Well, tomorrow, Wednesday, is your chance to sound off on plans to consolidate the Chelan and Douglas County port districts into a regional port authority. Commissioners with both districts are going to have a special joint board meeting tonight at the Confluence Technology Center. The so-called functional consolidation of the 2 ports is expected to save about $500,000 a year in operating costs. A task force of local elected leaders and business leaders recommended the action as a way to address the costs that the port has as well as the future improvements to Payneborn Airport. Chelan Port Commissioner Rory Turner says he anticipates a smooth transition in the consolidation process, if in fact it goes forward.
And perhaps as early as maybe early next year, 2020, we'd begin to sit in a board with 6 commissioners, and all commissioners would retain their seats. The representation remains the same. It's just that you operate under one budget, and it seems to make a lot of sense.
Tomorrow's public meeting starts at 5:30. It'll be held at the Confluence Technology Center. Written comments are also accepted and will be entered into the record. A final vote by the two respective boards will follow at a later date. Well, with Washington's bighorn sheep population growing, their habitat now overlaps with land allotted for domestic sheep and goat grazing in central Washington. That increases the likelihood of diseases being spread. U.S. Forest Service is now looking for solutions. Our very own news director Cal Fitzsimmons filed this story.
The U.S. Forest Service has begun an effort to update its 30-year plan for protecting Washington's bighorn sheep herds. That almost certainly will mean a change in how the government allots grazing rights for domestic sheep and goats. After being nearly eradicated from the state in the 1930s, there are now 17 herds and an estimated 1,690 bighorn sheep in or near the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Those herds are located in areas stretching from the Canadian border south to the Yakima area and include herds seen locally near Manson, Chelan Butte, and elsewhere. The Forest Service's grazing allotments for domestic sheep and goats now overlap with bighorn habitat. This is concerning because bighorn sheep are susceptible to pneumonia, which can be transmitted from domestic herds. Called the Sheep Project, the Forest Service's effort to engage the public in this discussion began Thursday with a virtual open house. The next open house is scheduled for June 12th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Cle Elum Ranger Station. This is Cal Fitzsimmons reporting for NCW Life.
Thank you very much, Cal. Highway 20 east of Loop Loop Pass is going to be closed starting today, and it's going to be closed for a number of days. Crews are continuing to work on a washout that caused extensive damage earlier in the month. The State Department of Transportation says the contractor on the repair project will be excavating a very soft fill material that's under the roadway, and that could threaten the stability of the one lane that is still open to traffic. From Tuesday, today, until June 4th, the highway will be completely closed, and westbound traffic from Okanagan towards Twisp, you're going to be detoured south along US 97. Eastbound traffic will be diverted south along Highway 153. Well, the 4th annual Wenatchee Mini Maker Faire takes place this Saturday all day at the Town Toyota Center, organized by the nonprofit GWATA. Our good friend Becca Freimuth stopped by this very program last week to tell me all about this family-friendly event.
Started, of course, 4 or 5 years ago, primarily from Wenatchee High School students. They wanted to bring the maker movement into Wenatchee, so they partnered with GWATA, which is the nonprofit that I work with, to bring it to Wenatchee. And we've kind of been hosting it ever since. And this year we're taking it back to the Town Toyota Center, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We have about 70 exhibitors, activities, and presentations signed up for this year, which is a record-breaking number for us. So we're very excited, and the Town Toyota Center is a great space to, I think, it's kind of that industrial design look, so it kind of encompasses that maker feel. It's really cool because the Maker Faire has a pretty big student presence at it. So this year we've partnered with a number of different student programs around the region to come and showcase their work here. A big one that I'm really excited for, that's a first this year, is the Wenatchee High School's Visionscape Showcase is coming to do their showcase at the Maker Faire.
What is a vision?
Visionscape. So it's called Visionscape, and it's pretty much all the directed study students at the high school kind of do their final presentation of the results of the work they've done over the year. They come and present.
Okay.
So throughout the day, we'll have different high school students coming, presenting their work. One of the students has built a rooftop tent on his truck. So he's bringing in his truck into the Town Toyota Center to showcase this thing that he built. We've got a number of students who are going to be doing musical not presentations, but performances on a piano. We've got some artists, some tech who did some engineering work. So a variety of high school students coming in to really showcase what they've worked on. And that's through the Visionscape program.
Sounds to me you need to plan some time here. You're not just going to be in and out in half an hour.
No, yeah, it's quite funny. We have surveys, after events, and people say that they have spent hours.
Yeah.
And it's really a great family-friendly event. There is things for pretty much any age demographic to enjoy there. So we have a lot of families who come in and they spend quite a few hours in the fair, and it's a free event.
Yeah, well, I was going to point out, because I know you have sponsors,
Yeah.
but I'm on your site
Yeah.
right now, and it said click here for tickets, and it says free. So obviously there's a mistake here on the website, or how does this work?
We like to encourage people to RSVP, so get a free ticket online to let us know about how many people we should expect, and we also offer a door prize. So by RSVPing on our website, you'll be entered into a drawing for a door prize.
What kind of door are you giving away?
We haven't
big
quite
door, heavy
decided
door,
yet.
doggy door?
The perfect door.
The perfect door.
The perfect
There
door.
you go.
So we do encourage people to go to Wenatchee.makerfaire.com to RSVP and let us know they're coming.
Or you can get a supporter ticket.
You can. So
Yeah.
we do sell $10 supporter tickets. So kind of like Dan alluded to, is GWATA is a nonprofit, and we host this event primarily through sponsorships, but we highly encourage and will accept any donations that the community wants to provide us.
You're getting, donate $10 because you're gonna get $10 worth of entertainment.
Yes, you'll definitely get priceless, whatever that commercial is with the the priceless. That is literally, we should make one of those for Maker Faire, because it is just a great opportunity full of learning, exploring, and making connections with people
And
in
having
the area.
fun.
And having
People
fun.
like to do that. So it's good to see Becca. By the way, my complete conversation with Becca Freimuth will be airing in its entirety in the back half of this morning's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. What do we got going on later on today? I don't know, but the news team is going to gather and put together a newscast for you, and you can watch it at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10 with Grant Olson in the anchor chair. Grant also does some pretty good weather forecasting. Eric Granstrom with sports. The news at 5, 6, and 10 with Grant and Eric and the whole news team. And if you look at the bottom of your screen, those are one of the many ways you can get a hold of us. You can go to our Facebook page and private message us if you so desire. If you want to send us an email directly, it's news@ncwlife.com. If you want to go to our website, you can do that, ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com is our website. Just click on the Contact Us icon and fill out the form, and we'll get the notice. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. It is 17 minutes after the hour. We are live here this morning from Studio 6 in downtown Wenatchee. Going to take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion and my conversation with Becca Freimuth from GWATA. All coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, my name is David Olson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we genuinely care about our patients. And we hope that you trust us to take care of you, to take care of your family. Thank you.
Wowee! Collins Fashions has all your needs for summer events. Cool tanks and tees, Bermudas, skirts, capris, ankle pants, embellished jeans, pretty sundresses. And ladies, we have amazing special occasion dresses for your weddings and cruises. All washable in many flattering styles and colors. Collins has over 100 different styles of sandals and shoes for your lifestyle. Tommy Bahama for men and women is in stock, and we can special order just for you. Come in soon to your Brighton headquarters, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Welcome back. It is 19 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday, 28th day of May 2019. Let's talk about sports. The Mariners snapped their 6-game losing streak yesterday afternoon. A nice Memorial Day win over Texas at T-Mobile Park. The final was 6-2. Maddox Smith stole home in the bottom of the 8th. That capped a club record tying 4 stolen bases for the M's. Daniel Vogelbach also clubbed his 15th home run of the season. That was a huge 2-run shot in the 7th. That helped the Mariners feel pretty happy to be back home. The M's had lost 9 of their previous 10 games prior to yesterday. Former Apple Sox Tommy Malone earned the victory on the mound. He went 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, and 7 strikeouts. Seattle and Texas go at it again tonight, 7:10. Marco Gonzalez goes up against Adrian Sampson of the Rangers. To the Les Schwab scoreboard, what else happened in the American League West? There you go. Garrett Cole struck out 12. That helped Houston beat the Cubs 6-5. Yuri Gurriel also helped out of the plate. He went 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI. The Astros continue to hold on in first place in the American League West. You can make it 10 in a row now for Oakland. Matt Chapman homered in his 3rd consecutive game Oakland defeats the Angels 8-5. They are red hot, the A's have. They have come storming back into the second place in the American League West. They trail Houston by 6.5 games. As you see, the Mariners continue to remain at the bottom, looking up at 24-32. They're 12.5 games out of first. By the way, this is the 1/3 mark of the baseball season. Turnovers and field position proved costly for the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks Saturday as they lost to the visiting Idaho. The final was 47-45. So the Horsemen are right out of town, having taken 2 in a row over Wenatchee Valley. The Skyhawks now have lost 4 in a row. They're going to try and snap that string against winless Tri-Cities. They'll take them on this Sunday at 6 o'clock. For the 3rd consecutive year, the Washington Husky women's softball team heading to the College World Series. Washington shut out Kentucky Friday 5-0. And then, well, Saturday, to complete the 2-game sweep of the Super Regional, the Huskies will take on Arizona in Oklahoma City Thursday at 9 a.m. Now, we turn our attention to the final weekend of high school sports in the state of Washington. Look at all those names. I like to read them all. At the 4A Track and Field Championships at Mount Tahoma, Wenatchee's Skylar Walton placed 6th in the 100-meter dash. Nolan Such placed 3rd in the discus and 5th in the shot put. Elizabeth Farrell 6th in the long jump. At the 1B, 2B, 1A meet in Cheney, Antioch's Colby Crutcher was 5th, and Jordy Madrano 7th in the javelin. Cashmere's 4x100 relay team of Allie Ball, Carly Diaz, Sydney Smith, and Chloe Diaz finished 2nd. Antioch's Drew Duncan was 3rd in the 800-meter run. Manson's Connor Torgeson finished 4th in the 800-meter run in the 2B race. Cascade's Lauren and Cassia Muscat were 3rd and 4th, respectively, in the 1A 800-meter run. Antioch's Blake Duncan took 3rd in the 110-meter hurdles. Chelan's Ellie Collins was 5th in the 100-meter hurdles. Antioch's Faith Southward was 2nd in the 100-meter dash. Antioch's 4x100 team, Josh Peterson, Ty Tran, Blake Duncan, and Case Crutcher placed 2nd. Chelan's 4x100 girls team, Molly Oswald, Ellie Collins, Aaliyah Valasonor, and Mattia Ivory, they placed 4th. Cashmere's team of Haley Larson, Brianna Hughes, Allie Ball, and Chloe Diaz were 6th. Manson's Connor Torgeson took 4th in the 400-meter dash. Cascade's Jace Seeley was 5th in that same event on the 1A side. Antioch's Case Crutcher placed 2nd in the 300-meter hurdles. His schoolmates, Blake Duncan and Jordy Madrano, were 4th and 5th in that race, respectively. Antioch's Faith Southard took 3rd in the girls' 1B 200-meter dash. Chelan's Mattea Ivory was 6th in that event in the 1A meet. The Tigers' 4x400 relay team, Ty Tran, Blake Duncan, Dale Siegel, and Case Crutcher took 6th in the 1B race. Cascade's 4x400 girls relay team of Cassia Muscat, Julia Armstrong, Zoe McDevitt, and Lauren Muscat took 2nd place. Waterville Mansfield's August Calorius placed 3rd Saturday in the boys' triple jump. Antioch's Rebecca Giacomazzi placed 4th in the girls' javelin throw. Waterville Mansfield's Alex Poppy, state champion in the girls' long jump. Congratulations to her. Cashmere's Jonathan Ramey, 3rd in the boys' high jump. In the team standings, Cashmere boys 6th, Cascades was 7th. The Cashmere girls finished 9th. Chelan and Cascade tied for 10th. The Antioch boys finished 4th, while the girls finished 13th. All right, to state tennis we go. Wenatchee's Luke Andrzejewski finished 8th in boys singles. The doubles team of Kaylin Noyd and Kara Nelson took 4th. In Yakima at the 1A tournament, Chelan teammates Wyatt Habich and Tobin Weir played each other for 5th and 8th. Habich came out on top, as you see there. Doubles team Orion Cooper and Huber Farias of Cashmere took 4th. Chelan's Emma McLaren took 6th. Cascade's Molly Weiser, 8th in the 1A girls singles tournament. And the Kurt sisters, Aaliyah and Lauren, dominant in sweeping their way to the state 1A doubles championship. Congratulations to them. The Chelan baseball team wound up taking 3rd at the state 1A championships. The Goats beat Colville Saturday in the consolation game 7-2 to finish 3rd. The team that beat Chelan in Friday's semifinal, University Prep, went on to beat Seattle Christian 8-7 for the state 1A championship. Brewster, also a 3rd place finisher in the state 2B championships. They beat Rainier 11-6 in Saturday's consolation game. Asotin is the state 2B champions. They blanked Kalama 2-0. Elmira Cooley Heartline is again the state 1B baseball champs. They beat Odessa 10-0 in Saturday's title game. And how about the Moses Lake Chiefs? Moses Lake beat Olympia 5-3 to win the state 4A championship Saturday in Pasco. In 4 state games, the Chiefs allowed a total of 4 runs while racking up 16 runs of their own. And finally, hats off to a Malvern Cooley Heartline softball team. They repeat as state Wing B champs with a 2-1 win over Colton. And that's sports and just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday. It's 25 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday. Today is National Hamburger Day. Who doesn't love a hamburger? I participated many times over the weekend with National Hamburger Day. Ironically enough, food historians, and yes, there are such a thing as food historians, nobody really seems to know the history of the hamburger. There's different theories and different ideas, but there's no real concrete proof on where exactly the hamburger came from. Nobody seems to know, but we're glad they're around. Hot and juicy hamburger facts, I got some for you. Hamburgers account for about half of all sandwiches served. Americans consume about 50 billion hamburgers a year. McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers every second. That comes out to 270,000 burgers an hour. The oldest hamburger chain in the United States still operating is White Castle. We don't have a White Castle here. And cheese didn't become a popular addition to the hamburger until sometime in the 1920s. National Hamburger Day. You got to have the bacon on there too, just to add the extra flavor. It's held on May 28th because we don't know. Today in history, May 28th, 1830, 189 years ago today, Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act into law. Of course, the Native Americans in the Southeast were not consulted on this. They basically said, okay, all you Native American tribes in Florida and Georgia and the rest, we're going to send you out west so we can take the land over. Of course, it became the Trail of Tears, one of the darkest moments in this country's history, the forced resettlement of the people who were here long before we were. And it got going 189 years ago today. May 28th, 1934, 85 years ago today, Yvonne, Annette, Cecil, Emily, and Marie, the Dion quintuplets, were born near Callander, Ontario, Canada, to Olivia and Ellery Dion. 4 months after the sisters were born, the state of Ontario, the Ontario government intervened. They said, well, the parents were unfit parents and we're going to take the quintuplets away from you. Although they had 5 older children, that wasn't the case then, but now they have the 5 kids in a row. So they took them away. They became wards of the state, and from that point forward, for the Dion quintuplets, life was very hard indeed. A lot of people made a lot of money from the Dion quintuplets, except the Dion quintuplets themselves. 20 years ago, they settled. It was a $2.8 million settlement with the Ontario government as compensation because they were basically exploited for tourists. 2 of them are still alive. Annette and Cecil are still alive, with the 5 original Dion quintuplets born in this state in 1934. One of the reasons they were so popular, they were the first quintuplets ever to survive infancy. They were born in the state 85 years ago today. Happy 82nd birthday, Volkswagen. There it is. The German automobile manufacturer was founded on this date, May 28th, 1937. For the last 3 years, in terms of sales, it is the largest automaker in the world. If they go by sales, and I suppose that's what they go by. Happy 82nd birthday to Volkswagen. 42 years ago today, the Beverly Hills Supper Club in Kentucky, Southgate, Kentucky, just across the Kentucky River from Cincinnati. It was a Saturday night of Memorial Weekend. It was overcrowded. I mean, it was packed, this supper club was. There wasn't enough fire exits. It was faulty wiring. There was no sprinkler system, no fire alarms that caught fire. 165 people lost their lives. The Beverly Hills Supper Club burned to the ground on this date 42 years ago today. The cause of the fire was never determined. It was never rebuilt. And this is the 32nd anniversary of Matthias Rust landing his airplane in Red Square. You remember this? This was all the news. He was just 18 years old. He took off from Germany, evaded the Soviet Union's air defenses, lands his private plane right in the middle of Red Square in Moscow. He, of course, was arrested. He was detained. He was eventually released on August 3rd, 1988. A whole bunch of people in the Soviet Union lost their jobs over this. What do you mean this guy can just fly a plane right through our air defenses and land it in Red Square? Yeah, he pulled it off on this date 32 years ago today. Birthdays, 2 legendary American athletes and an American rocker and roller. Jim Thorpe was born in this state in 1888. Lived a pretty hard life after his fame. He died at the age of 65 in 1953. Gold medalist in both the decathlon and the pentathlon. at the 1912 Olympics in Stockholm, Sweden. He then played college football. He played professional football. He played professional baseball. And he dabbled in basketball as well. Voted by the Associated Press as the greatest male athlete of the first half of the 20th century. Jim Thorpe was born in the state in 1888. Happy birthday, Mr. Clutch, also known as the Logo, Jerry West. Of course, he spent his entire career with the Los Angeles Lakers. He only won one world championship. That was back in 1972. Jerry West is 81 years old today. He was inducted into the Professional Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame back in 1980. Happy birthday, Jerry West, and happy 74th to John Fogerty, 74 years old and still rocking all over the world. Of course, the leader of Creedence Clearwater Revival, and he's still out there, and he's still performing, and he puts on a great show. One of my favorite rockers of all time, John Fogerty, is 74 years old. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and then my conversation with Becca Freimuth talking about the Mini Maker Faire. It's this Saturday. You want to be there. That conversation's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Choose the pros. Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
If you love tennis, you need to experience Central Washington's best-kept secret, Harmony Meadows. Harmony Meadows is a world-class destination tennis and event center nestled between the Cascades and Orchardland in the beautiful Chelan Valley. The 8 outdoor tennis courts feature Lake Hole Masters 8, a cushioned surface used at the Miami Open. There's also 2 outdoor pickleball courts. With the stunning backdrops, Harmony Meadows is your ace destination. Call or see them on the web. Harmony Meadows.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, so a business person wants to advertise his or her business, and they hire some famous person like, I don't know, Bozo the Clown. And Bozo says, hey, I'm Bozo, and my good friend so-and-so is the person you should trust to buy your next used car from. Something like that. Now, my question is, does said business person really believe that the rest of us are just dumb bunnies, and we're going to think that they and Bozo are these really great buds, and Bozo's endorsing words are not really only something that the business person paid Bozo to say? I mean, come on. You know, it's bad enough that politicians assume that we're stupid. Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Spring has arrived here at Town Nissan. So has a new shipment of certified pre-owned vehicles, like this Altima and this Rogue. Each of these vehicles goes through a 167-point inspection. Then we will cover them up to 7 years and 100,000-mile warranty coverage. You'll save thousands on these popular models. How about America's best truck warranty? 5-year, 100,000 miles on the all-new Nissan Titan. Buy smart, own confidence at Town Nissan, behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station. Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. You want to meet smart people, curious, interesting, inventive smart people? You're not going to find any here at the NCW Live channel, but one of our former employees and a member of our television family still on the periphery, Becca Freimuth, is here to talk about curious and smart and interesting people who are talking about their wares. The Mini Maker Faire is coming up on Saturday, June 1st. Becca's back on the program.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Good.
Excited for Maker Faire.
Yeah, this is cool. I love it when they can put something annual behind it and it becomes an annual event.
Yes, right? It's great to be able to say 4th annual Wenatchee Mini Maker Faire. It was started, of course, 4 or 5 years ago, primarily from Wenatchee High School students. They wanted to bring the maker movement into Wenatchee, so they partnered with GWATA, which is the nonprofit that I work with, to bring it to Wenatchee, and we've kind of been hosting it ever since. And this year we're taking it back to the Town Toyota Center, which is pretty exciting.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you need the room because it's growing.
Yeah, we have about 70 exhibitors, activities, and presentations signed up for this year, which is a record-breaking number for us. So we're very excited, and the Town Toyota Center is a great space to, I think, it's kind of that industrial design look, so it kind of encompasses that maker feel. So we're pretty excited.
Yeah, and good to these kids who came up with this idea all those years ago, and just to say, hey, we're creative and we're cool and we do neat things. We're just not going to sell you paper clips. We're going to sell you paper clips that talk or whatever, things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this year, it's really cool because the Maker Faire has a pretty big student presence at it. So this year we've partnered with a number of different student programs around the region to come and showcase their work here. A big one that I'm really excited for, that's a first this year, is the Wenatchee High School's Visionscape Showcase is coming to do their showcase at the Maker Faire.
What is a
Visionscape? So it's called Visionscape, and it's pretty much all the directed study students at the high school kind of do their final presentation of the results of the work they've done over the year. They come and present.
Okay.
So throughout the day, we'll have different high school students coming, presenting their work. One of the students has built a rooftop tent on his truck. So he's bringing in his truck into the Town Toyota Center to showcase this thing that he built. We've got a number of students who are going to be doing musical not presentations, but performances on a piano. We've got some artists, some tech who did some engineering work. So a variety of high school students coming in to really showcase what they've worked on. And that's through the Visionscape program.
Is it just me, or are kids today smarter than when I was a kid?
I think they might be smarter.
Yeah.
I think we were talking before the show about the Foothills Middle School Robotics team, and those kids are amazing. We've both had the opportunity to work with them closely, and I think they're smarter than both of us combined, probably. They're pretty amazing.
And they're 8th graders.
They're 8th graders. And they will also be at the fair. They'll be bringing their Vex robotics, so they'll be building them, driving them. Attendees can get a chance to drive them themselves, learn from these students about the amazing work that they're doing. Those students a lot of them have gone on to the World's Championship. I think in Kansas City.
Louisville, I want to say.
Louisville, yes, yeah. And I know this year a couple of them took home some awards, so you'll get a chance to talk to them too. So it's pretty exciting. It's a great opportunity to see the work that local students are doing, and you'll be amazed by what they're doing.
It can also get kids out of their shells too, because kids are kids still, and sometimes being public speaking and talking to people on a one-on-one basis or a group of people can be intimidating and some folks downright frightening, but you have to have a certain amount of social skills to sell your product and your goods and your services, and the kids need to develop that skill too.
Yeah. This is, I think, a really unique opportunity for these students as well as the adults who are coming to present to really put the work that they do in front of thousands of people. We expect about 2,000 attendees to come in throughout the day, and what a better opportunity to really talk about what you're doing and have people who are interested in what you're doing. So it's pretty
Can you
exciting.
buy things?
You can buy things,
Okay,
yes.
do you want to get into that? Let's get into buying
yeah,
things.
let's see if I put down any on here that are selling.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we throw up on the screen?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you
Megan,
folks-
why don't you throw up Yeti chocolates?
Oh,
So
you can't eat that, what's on screen right now.
No, that was jewelry, but we can talk about that as well.
You can eat that, but then there'd be a stomach pump. And,
Yes, probably. So
Yeah.
Megan, go ahead and pull up the jewelry again. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about the jewelry.
So this business is called Pretty Nice Creations, and she is actually going to be supplying a number of, they're called jamberry jewelry earrings. So what you do is you put little paper in these pebbles and you can take them home. So she's actually going to have these on site so attendees can make their own.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's like a $5 charge, and she'll teach you how to make it, and you get to take it home with you afterwards.
And it's unique, one of a kind.
And it's unique, yeah, one of a kind. We also have Jane, who also works at NCW Life. Her and her husband are coming. They're coming for the second time to talk about the honey that they make at home. So they'll talk about beekeeping, how you can become a beekeeper, and I know they're selling their honey, so you can get some local honey too.
Yeah, and it's really, Jane and Stan were on my program earlier. When she said they'll be talking about their honey, what Becca means is that Stan will be talking about the honey, and Jane will be sitting there. And
She'll be
looking at-
Vanna.
Yeah.
She'll be Vanna.
Look at the beautiful honey.
Stan will be Pat.
Well,
yeah.
here, look. See? Here's some of their
there
honey
we
right
go.
here.
So
There you
there's
go.
some of their honey. You can buy some of that at the Maker Faire on June 1st.
What else is next? There's our chocolates.
What else
is that
is
chocolates?
next? That's chocolates. So
Okay.
Yeti chocolates. This is Willow. She is a chocolate maker here in town. You can see her a lot at Pybus Market selling. So she makes this beautiful handmade chocolate, and she, I'm pretty excited because in addition to selling, she's bringing a number of kind of to showcase the steps that it takes to make the chocolate. She's bringing that with her so that she can really describe what all goes into making
That
these
looks too
beautiful-
pretty to eat.
I know. It's literally art. It's like chocolate art,
Yeah.
and really tasty. So Willow's great, so she'll be coming out. And then the other one I wanted to highlight is Class with a Glass. I don't know if you've heard of Class with a Glass.
I have heard of this.
The wine, painting.
Yeah, you make your own, well, we have a photo of it, right?
I don't think I have a photo of that one, unfortunately. Yeah. So, but what Nancy's gonna do is she's gonna bring, I think, pebbles, some small wood, some smaller things that you can paint and take home as well. So, kind of a mini version of their full class, and unfortunately, no wine will be involved, but you can, of course, take one of her full classes. So that's another fun one that kind of also leads into a unique thing about the Maker Faire is that we really strive to have these hands-on activities, some with a small fee, some without a small fee, for our attendees to enjoy. So a couple other ones I wanted to highlight was soldering. So we had this at previous ones before, and it's a great opportunity for kids to learn how to solder. So they, I think we have a photo of it. We have these little they're called Makey Makes, and they're these little pins, and so the attendees will literally, so they'll take, and I don't know how to solder, so I'm probably really bad to explain this, but they pretty much will learn how to solder and build that little pin, and it lights up, and then they get to take that home with them. So that's a free activity for students, children, adults alike. We also have this thing called gravity racers, which I unfortunately didn't bring a photo of, but attendees will get to build these little cars that go just by using gravity, and they get to race them down this cool ramp thing. So, and then the Chelan PUD is bringing a Chaos Tower, which if you don't know what a Chaos Tower is, Google it and watch a YouTube video because it's really cool. It's kind of, so the first couple hours of the Maker Faire, they'll be building it. And so it's this big tower, and then, oops, I hit the microphone. And, and then pretty much it's one of those things where you put a marble in it, and it goes and does all these crazy things. And Bob Bauer will be there kind of talking about energy and transfer of energy and all this scientific stuff that I don't understand.
Bob works out of the Rocky Reach Dam. He's really cool.
Really cool.
I really like him.
Really cool. Really excited also because he will be doing a presentation as well. And he is one of the most engaging presenters in the world. So that also leads into presentations. We also have a number of presentations scheduled throughout the day. So like I said, Bob from the PUD will be one of them. We also have Dr. Lager Hart. So she is a naturopathic doctor here in town, and she will be teaching a class on home remedies for inflammation.
Okay.
So I don't know, you know, those people.
Well, my ego gets inflamed every once in a while.
So I don't know if it's that inflammation, but she'll be talking about how there's ingredients in your kitchen right now that you could be using to kind of help some of those symptoms. And then one of my all-time favorites is Jason Sims' Magic.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever had him on the show.
I think he's been on every show on the SW Life channel except mine.
Oh, okay. Well, Jason, come on Dan's show. You guys would love each other. Jason is a great magician here locally in town. And so he'll be doing a quick little show too at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, so I check. We also have a number of tech exhibitors coming out, so this is also a great opportunity, kind of like you were talking about earlier, for people to see kind of the tech that's happening in town.
Which is lots?
Lots and lots and lots of tech. The one I wanted to highlight today is I Spy Fire. They are a tech company up in Kashmir, and they put together this awesome little booth where attendees will get to kind of start to learn how to code on Raspberry Pis. So I don't know if you know what a Raspberry Pi is.
I know what a code is.
Yeah, so these Raspberry Pis are these little like computers. They're just like these little chips. And again, I'm not super techie, so I'm probably not doing that justice right now.
She's not super techie. That's why she works at GWATA. Yeah.
But pretty much, they'll be on site to kind of teach attendees some basic coding, and then it'll be able to be transferred to be on a website, so online during the Maker Faire. And then they've put together little kits that show attendees how they could buy these things for under $100 and do something like this at home. So a lot of hands-on tech examples at the Maker Faire as well.
Now you brought some videos. You want to throw those
okay,
up?
let's see what some of the videos were.
Why don't we play the guessing game and just have
Megan, why don't you
throw
throw
some
one
up
up?
And you can talk about it.
And we'll see
what
which one.
happens.
Yes. Okay, good one, Megan. So this is actually a funny story. Jenny, who's our executive director at GWATA, and me were sitting in our office the other day, and this woman knocks on our door, and she brings in this robot. His name is Chip, and he is artificial intelligence, so he's continually learning and building. And she's showing us all these amazing things that he can do. And so Chip, as well as another robot named Sky, are coming to the Maker Faire, so you'll get a chance to pretty much engage with this robot who can respond to you. So that's really fun. In that video, he was singing Happy Birthday. And Ruth is Chip's owner, and she'll...
Well, eventually, if the stories are true, Chip will become Ruth's owner, right?
Yes, maybe, right?
As Chip continues to get smarter and smarter. Yeah.
But it's really cool because they're doing a lot of great work with people with autism or in retirement homes, and it's really inspiring to hear what these robots can do. That kind of changed the current story as far as robots taking over the world. Another video we have in there is the glass to sand. So these, and I'm pretty sure NCW Life has done a story on them before.
We did a magazine on this with our very own Caitlin Heddersheet.
Yes.
And not only are they turning that into sand, which is a great way to recycle these wine bottles, it's also fun.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks very fun. So these are Manson High School students. They'll be coming down to show what they've been working on this year. I know they had to buy that machine, but they're pretty much doing a community project to recycle glass in a better earth-friendly way. So they'll be here to talk about what they're doing. And then the other one is we kind of already talked about the Foothills Robotics team. But here we've got some great footage. So these are those little robots that I was talking about. So they'll be bringing these with them, and you can drive them, do these fun little obstacles that you're seeing right here, and have these 10 and 12-year-olds tell you how to do it.
And I did that, and you got to be good with a joystick because they're very responsive.
You know, we also are going to try and have a drone zone.
Okay.
So I was going to say, I was driving a drone the other day, and it's the 2 joysticks, and no. So if you played video games growing up, you will probably be really successful at driving these things, but if not, it takes some practice. Yes.
Yeah, because you got to be good.
Yeah, and one will like go up, and one will go down, and then the other, it's like a brain thing that I just can't quite handle.
And these kids built these robots, and then they become one with them once they have that thing in there.
Yeah, and they program them, and so they program, build them, a variety of things. The other thing I want to touch on is our local library. So the North Central Regional Library is coming, and they are going to bring quite a bit of things, one of them being the bookmobile. So they're bringing their full-size bookmobile. We're going to be putting it inside the arena, so it'll be in the Town Toyota Center. Inside, you can, of course, check out books. I think they're bringing their 3D printer and a number of other things. They're also bringing some virtual reality. So you'll get to experience some of the cool virtual reality things that you can be doing, as well as a huge kind of builder's zone. So they're bringing a bunch of materials that people can go and just
sounds to me, just from talking to you, and we're going to thank some sponsors too, who without sponsors didn't make it happen. Sounds to me you need to plan some time here. You're not just going to be in and out in half an hour.
No, yeah, we've got, it's quite funny. We have surveys, after events, and people say that they have spent hours. And it's really a great family-friendly event. There is things for pretty much any age demographic to enjoy there. So we have a lot of families who come in and they spend quite a few hours in the fair, and it's a free event.
Yeah, well, I was going to point out, because I know you have sponsors, but I'm on your site right now, and it said click here for tickets, and it says free. So obviously there's a mistake here on the website, or how does this work?
We like to encourage people to RSVP, so get a free ticket online to let us know about how many people we should expect, and we also offer a door prize. So by RSVPing on our website, you'll be entered into a drawing for a door prize.
What kind of door are you giving away?
We haven't
big
quite
door,
decided
heavy door,
yet.
doggy door?
The perfect door.
The perfect door.
The perfect door.
There you go.
So we do encourage people to go to Wenatchee.makerfaire to RSVP and let us know they're coming.
Or you can get a supporter ticket.
You can. So we do sell $10 supporter tickets. So kind of like Dan alluded to, is GWATA is a nonprofit, and we host this event primarily through sponsorships, but we highly encourage and will accept any donations that the community wants to provide us.
You're getting, donate $10 because you're going to get $10 worth of entertainment.
Yes, you'll definitely get priceless, whatever that commercial is with the the priceless. That is literally, we should make one of those for Maker Faire, because it is just a great opportunity full of learning, exploring, and making connections with people
and
in
having
the area.
Fun.
And having
people
fun.
Like to do that.
It's a great time.
And now, to thank the sponsors, please welcome Becca Freimuth.
So our presenting sponsors this year are Microsoft. They're doing great work in this community right now, as well as the Rutherford family. So the Rutherfords also are a really strong supporter of STEM education and learning. We've got some
Thank you, Karen and Pete.
Yes, thank you, Karen and Pete. We love you. We also have the Chelan Douglas School Retirees Association. They also are doing a lot of good work in our community involved with children. We have the library. The library's a sponsor this year, as well as Verizon Media. They're a data center. They have a data center up in Kuntz, and they're a strong supporter too of these kind of events. So we're pretty excited and thankful for the supporters that we have.
And it should point out that if you have any kind of doubt about the next generation of kids who are going to be running this country after I have exited my earthly vessel, come see these kids. We're in fine hands. We're going to be doing just fine. Yeah, there's some really smart. I mean, you can do the honey, the chocolate, and the soldiery and all that, but you're going to be drawn to these super smart kids who are doing really creative, neat things. That's the big draw to me. Anyway,
it's really exciting to see what adults are doing, but really what these students are doing and what they're bringing, and the things they come up with are amazing and inspiring, and that's why I love the Maker Faire.
While I have you here, because we're almost out of time, Becca, what else is on the GWATA horizon there?
So the other thing I want to talk about with that GWATA and the Apple STEM Network are doing is we have our end of the year celebration on June 3rd. So the Monday after the Maker Faire at the museum, and we will be celebrating the students who won the WSOS scholarship. So we had, of course I don't remember the number.
It was huge.
48, I think.
You sent us the press release, and I didn't believe it.
We had a ton of local regional students who received the scholarship. So what the scholarship is it is up to $22,500 in the entirety of their post-secondary education for going into STEM or healthcare fields. So we'll be inviting those students down to celebrate with us. They'll be receiving their certificate, and it's a great opportunity to see again what local students are doing in our community.
Yeah, when we got the press release, I thought, well, this is wrong. Yeah. It can't possibly be right. But
yeah, it's like $1.8 million worth of scholarships. Yeah.
Crazy.
So if you can do that math really quick.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, wait a minute, I got my phone right here.
So it'd be so yeah, we invite people. That is also a free event. You can go to either GWATA's website or the Apple STEM Network website to again RSVP for your free ticket and come down on Monday, June 3rd from 3:30 to 6:30.
And the previous Saturday, June 1st, is the Mini Maker Faire at the Town Toyota Center. The hours again? For the
9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
at the Town Toyota Center.
Admission is free.
Yes.
But they do want you to go online and you just go to Wenatchee, what is it?
Wenatchee.makerfaire with an E,
Yeah.
.com.
Yeah, it's easy to find. I just Googled
Easy to
it.
find. Just Google Wenatchee Mini Maker Faire. You'll
And
find
you'll find
us.
it.
We're also really active on Facebook. I really encourage you to go on our website or Facebook to really see the rest of the makers that are coming out, because obviously I could talk for hours about the amazing makers that we have coming out. So yeah.
Since it's on Saturday, June 1st, and the day before, the Friday, is payday, my recommendation is instead of deposit your paycheck, just cash it and bring it all down with you.
Yeah.
To the Mini Maker Faire.
Yeah, and then you can pay for some of these fun little
Yeah,
activities.
that's what I would do. That's what I would do. It's always good to see you, Becca.
Thanks,
now that
Dan.
you're come and go as a
Yeah.
part-time employee here at the NCAA Life Channel, you can tell me who's some of the coworkers you didn't much care for.
That I don't care
Yeah,
for.
some of the ones that you don't miss.
You know,
You can tell me.
I don't think I
not gonna
can.
do it.
I don't think I can.
It's always good to see you, Becca.
Thanks, Dan.
You're
Thanks for
watching.
having me.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with me, by the way. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We hope. We'll be right back.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support. And we are back live here from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Tuesday, although, yeah, it feels like a Monday. Let's take a look at your weather forecast. Nothing to complain about here. Look at that. Lots of gooey good sunshine. We'll top off at about 86. Today is going to be a little breezy tonight. Clear skies, 61 for the overnight low. That was the overnight low that we've already gotten to, by the way, as we're starting to warm up now. It's 64 degrees. With sunshine in downtown Wenatchee, but it is going to be a little breezy tonight. Northwest wind about 7 to 11 miles an hour. Gusts up near 20 at times tonight. Outside of that, that's really nothing else to tell you. There is the slightest possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm. Could happen over the Cascade Crest and up in the Stehekin area. That's a possibility as this warm air really begins to take hold. As you can see there, 86 to 86, 87 on Thursday. And for the first time in a long time, we'll be kissing 90 degrees on Friday and Saturday before we cool down just a little bit for the weekend. Yesterday's high was 80, so we're going to be considerably warmer than that. It's time to fire up the old air conditioners. A big ridge of high pressure right over the Pacific Ocean, and as soon as the weather comes in, it hits that dome, it goes up, or it goes the other way around, and we're going to be sitting just pretty all this weekend, into the weekend. Nicest stretch of weather we've had all year. Everybody have a great Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow, provided the show isn't canceled. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.